Next we have this Handyman Triad that I bought from Cool Puzzles Bandaged. It's one of the few puzzles they have for sale. I believe they have only 2 puzzles for sale. This is one of them. And well, I bought it mainly for the shape. It's just a hand, cool shape. And it turns on these, you can rotate it by the fingertips. So A, B, C and D. So D turns the middle one. When I received it, I thought it was very easy because, well, you have just a yellow, white and blue circle. But they also have numbers on them. I don't know if you can see it, but 4, 3, 2, 1. So that actually makes it a bit harder. But I mainly bought it just for the shape. It doesn't turn all that great. Next, another puzzle from 1996, I believe, or 1994, something like that. From from my own home country, from the Netherlands. It's another ball puzzle, a master ball, by the WWF, WNF as it's called in the Netherlands. And it basically just turns like this, and also these layers can also turn, and of course middle slices like so. It solves rather similar than as the Smash Die Machine, but I only realized that after I was already halfway through the solve. It's just something I came across on marktplaats.nl, and well, it looked cool, it was cheap, so I bought it. Then it was the summer of 2015, and I decided to buy to make a very large order of around more than 30 puzzles, just all in the summer. And my plan was to, well, kind of lay down then until Christmas time. That didn't really work out too well. I will explain later why. But in that order of 30, I ordered from all the sites I previously mentioned, so HK Now Store, Light Take, Cubase, Champions Cube Store, etc. Well, let's just show a few. We have this curvy star minx, rather difficult to solve, not as hard as Eden Star, but definitely not an easy puzzle. It turns like this. From MF8, I believe. Yes, MF8. Next we have a corner turning octahedron. I showed edge turning, which turns like this, but this one turns at corners, and also these little tips. This is a Giant brand, I believe. The corner turning is rather easy, but still something fun in my collection. Next we have a camouflage 2x2x3 version 2. For those who don't know, camouflage cubes turn well like this. So that there's also a 3x3 version, but they are basically just other puzzles in disguise. So the 3x3x3 camouflage version, which I don't have, is actually a 4x4 but bandaged. I really like this one because you can also move like so, and when completely scrambled it looks very confusing, but it's not that hard to solve. Next, a Bermuda house. I wanted one of the Bermuda cubes, and I really like the house shape pieces. Let's see if I can remember which centers can move and which are the centers. So we have so this is a center, this is a center, yes. But it basically just has one of those triangle shapes, which has, instead of 4, it has 3 sides, and which well, it's not that much more difficult than a regular 3x3. You just have to alter a few algorithms. And this is the version 2 with the green roof. Not much more to say about it. Next we have a square 2. Basically just a square 1, but instead of just the corners can now also be scrambled. This is a Calvin's brand, I believe. Yes, Calvin. Next, gear shift, which you can pull apart like this, and then scramble. Let's put it back. It's not a really difficult puzzle, but still, yeah, it's what a unique puzzle. You can pull it apart on each of the axes. Next we have 3 stickerless gems, version 1, version 5 and version 8. The one is an edge turning puzzle and it also jumbles, same as the curvy copter. This one is face turning, which can turn on these faces, and also on the entire face like this. And this one also on these triangle faces and the big hexagonal faces. But these were the only 3 stickerless dying gems available, so that's the reason why I only bought these 3. I might get the entire set of 8 later on, but I prefer them stickerless, and the other versions aren't available stickerless yet. Next we have my new speed cube, which well, I'm now speed cuber, but I just decided my Dian Zenshi 5 that I showed earlier, that I bought at the start of 2013 was, well, just getting old. It still turns great, but not, I just wanted a new one. I don't, yeah, out of the box I didn't really like it that much better than the Dian Zenshi. But I'm no speed cuber. I might try it. I did try it a few times in the past, but I don't really have the patience for it, which is what I'm curious, because a lot of people that aren't cubing say I have a lot of patience for solving all these other puzzles, but oh well. Next we have this Nano 3x3 from Maru, I believe. I'm not entirely sure what brand it is, but it's just a regular 3x3, but then only 15 millimeters wide. It's the glow-in-the-dark version, and it came like a DIY kit, so you have to put it together yourself, sticker it yourself, which is not that easy with such small stickers. But it's just mainly for collection purposes. Same as it's a bit heavy. Sorry for the shaking camera again. Same as this one. Let me get back a bit. It's just way too big. This is 18 centimeters. Again, I mainly bought it for collection purposes. It's my biggest cube, and this one is my smallest cube, and it's if you see a size comparison, I will pick up my regular Rubik's cube. As you can see, it's the size as one cube, and the Nano is again one cube of that. So it's this one is very big, this one is very small, but yeah, it doesn't even fit in on screen. The turning is well, not too great, but when you're solving this, you really get the sore hands and arms mainly before you finally finish the solve. But it's only for collection purposes, of course. Next we have this this world globe. It's just a 2x2. You can take it off and scramble and solve like a 2x2. Next, an MF8 Gigaminx, and just the 5-layered version of a Megaminx, and also a Starminx, also both by MF8. It's turns on the corners. It's also known as a dino dodecahedron, so same as a dino cube. This is the dino dodecahedron. I did mention the skew ball and the squidge cube before, but I didn't have a regular cube yet, so I decided to buy the Moji one, which turns just amazing. Yeah, I just was missing a cube from all the WCA puzzles. Next, 3x4x5 cuboid. So it's a brick puzzle and only shape shifts when you turn 3 into 5, like this. This is also MF8 and Tom Z. It's a transparent one, so it looks rather cool. Next, this Dino F cube, which basically has these dino turns on these corners and cube turns on the other corners. So it basically combines the two, making it not that easy to solve. The Dynjam 5 I showed earlier is actually a shape mod of this cube, so the solve is almost the same, apart from some super qualities like center orientation and such. Next we have this 3-layered rainbow cheese with rainbow stickers. The 2-layered version I had I really enjoyed, so I also bought this 3-layered version, which well, turns like a 2-layered. But in addition you also have this middle layer, and it also matters in the order of these pieces compared to the 2-layered version that I showed earlier. Next, a platypus puzzle. This is the jackpot version, so basically the card game version with spade, with all the cards on it, and it turns like this, and also on these tips. It's very easy to solve. Next, this intellect ball, which you can pull apart like this and then scramble like that. It's basically 2-layered version of the Megaminx and also the Gigaminx. This is the 5-layered version. This is actually a 1-layered version, also known as a Kilominx. Compared to a regular Kilominx, however, also known the Flower Minx, for example, is a mass-produced version of it. It has these additional centers, but the solve is the same. So this is the Kilominx in my collection. Next we have this curvy Dino Cube. It's basically the same as a regular regular Dino Cube, but it has these corners which need orientation, and also these centers which stay fixed. But solve the same as a Dino Cube is still quite easy. They came in white and black, and Calvin puzzles also come in blue as limited edition, but this time they also had chocolate brown, so I decided to buy this limited edition one. Next, this 3x3 shape mod. It's basically a regular 3x3, but it's well, twisted. It's called Ethan's Twist. But it basically just solves like a regular 3x3 shape mod, which I already have quite a lot of. but I really like the shape, so that's why I bought it. Next is rainbow puck, the genius hockey puck. There's one slice in the middle, which you to flip them, and you can also turn it like this to scramble and solve it. But it's only one layer, and it's the only hockey puck puzzle I have. Next, Volcano by Methods and designed by Timmer F. Butterworth. Again, I hope I pronounced it right, probably not. It's just like a regular Pyraminx. These tips can scramble, and these bigger tips can scramble. But like a Quas cube, it can also turn on the sides, which makes it yeah, a fun solve. So, camera moving again. I keep saying that. Next we have this mix-up cube, the gate mix-up. It's one of my favorite puzzles. The turning is just absolutely great. I can really recommend this one if you don't have it yet. It is rather difficult. And it's also one of the few puzzles, one of the few harder puzzles that I been able to solve myself. It took me well, more than a week, but I was able to solve it myself. The turning is just amazing. It's and it's same as the Mixer Plus that I showed earlier. It can swift centers with edges. That's why it's called the Gate Mix-Up. Next is Lattice Cube, which is basically, well, I think it's a higher layered version of the Dino Cube. So it just turns on these layers, but also on these smaller corners. The turning of these smaller ones isn't that great, but these ones are a lot better. And it's also in a Japanese color scheme, so these are together, but not that difficult to solve, but still fun in my collection. They also look very the same as this Dino F's Cube. Next we have an ultimate shape-shifting puzzle, a 2x4x6 by yeah, Hunter Palshuk. Yes, I hope I said that correctly. But it's basically shape shifts in every direction, and the solve is very hard. I personally, a lot of people say that these brick type puzzles are quite hard, but in my opinion this one is a lot harder. I had quite a lot of difficulty to solve it the first time. So yeah, and the last one from that entire order I made in the summer of over 30 puzzles is this Pochman sticker mod of the 4x5. I had a few 4x4 shape mods, the rhombic dodecahedron and the octahedron I showed before. And I also wanted the 5x5 shape mod, but unfortunately there is none mass produced, so I had to use this sticker mod instead. It's made by the Yixing 5x5, same as I showed before, but you have to deal with orientation of the pieces. So all these puzzles, combined with the ones I showed just a moment ago, were all made, all bought at the same time in summer. So the idea was to not buy puzzles for a while, except for a select few cheaper ones. But that didn't really turn out well. At first I did buy a few cheap ones, like this one, which was only €2 on marktplaats.nl. It's a turn and push puzzle, which basically has these two circles, one with 4 axes and one with 2. When it arrived, it turned just horribly, which was to expect for just €2. But with some loop from I had left from the Nano Cube, it turns a lot better now. So I'm glad I bought it. At the time also this gear barrel was released. Ball and barrel shaped puzzles are one of my favorite shapes. So when this one was released, I was really excited and pre-ordered one. And it just turns very smooth. So those were basically the two exceptions I had previously planned between summer and Christmas. I also had this puzzle that was for free, a gift from my father. That he's a teacher and someone at his work had this puzzle, and he gave it to me. So I was really glad I got it. It's basically 1x2x2, which scrambles like this. And in addition, it has these cars that you can move along. So it's called Turbo Mind Twister. Yes, that was it. So I was glad, yeah, this was a free gift. But then Marty Wolfman from, some might know him from YouTube or the TwistyPuzzles forum or also the Cubers Reddit, started selling his entire collection, and this was the opportunity to buy some of the harder to get puzzles or puzzles that are already sold out a long time ago. So almost every puzzle I didn't have yet that he put up for sale, I placed a bid. A lot of them I lost, obviously, but a few I won. Eventually I was able to win 5. One is this ore puzzle, which has these colored beads, and you can just scramble it like this or like this, and then move the beads along. This is the silver version. From Warrington's. I also have the original package with it. Next I had this Bermuda dodecahedron, the Bermuda Megaminx Mercury, as you can see right here. There's a few regular, a few Bermuda shaped centers like this one, this one, this one, and this one. It was a lot of fun figuring out how to solve it myself. And it also has some of these Fisher type, that's why I call it's Fisher type centers like this one and this one. It's yeah, I'm glad I bought it. As I mentioned before, I really liked the 7x7. So when the 9x9 was for sale, I decided to also buy it. But I don't really like this one all that much compared to the 7x7. It's just too big. At the time I was also doubting whether I would buy the 13x13, but after I had this one, I just know, okay, I'm never gonna buy a 13x13 because it's just way too big. So yeah, I kind of regret buying this one, but it also I also learned that I don't need any of the larger ones. And also one of the puzzles I bought from Marty was this missing link from the years on here, I believe 1981. And at first I thought it was just something like the rapid puzzles I showed, so you can turn all these layers, but it turned out you can't turn this middle layer, which I didn't know, and which makes the solve a bit harder. So yeah, that was a nice surprise. Next, just a 2x2 shape mod, one of the crazy of the Mad Hats series. This is the Crazy Brain. Yes, that's correct. It's just a fun little 2x2 shape mod, and I'm glad I bought it. So those were the puzzles, these 5 from Marty. But after that, I wanted to lay low a bit, but I was back in those in the buying, kind of spree again. And I also came across some videos of very cool puzzles. One of them was the ByX puzzle from Timmer. It's a really cool puzzle. I saw it in a video and was like, oh, I really want this one. So I contacted Timmer directly on the TwistyPuzzles forum, because he had them for sale in at the end of 2013, and he still had one left, black and white version, combined. As you can see, this part is black and this part is well, not really white, but primary, something like this, and the same on the other side. And what's really cool about this puzzle is it has all these pieces, but still only allows left and right moves, nothing more. And it's actually very hard to solve. But yeah, it's a really cool puzzle. I'm very glad I was able to buy it. It's also the ABS plastic version, so not now he only has shape-based versions left for sale, I believe, which are also not only more expensive but also still not as great as this one. So yeah, this is a very unique puzzle, and also I believe this was my first non-mass-produced puzzle, if I'm not mistaken. Also, one very rare puzzle I bought at the time was this 4-winged roundy puzzle. The first time I saw it was in 2013, I believe, and it's also one of those puzzles. Whoa, I really want one. I saw it in Tony Fisher's video where he solved 4 ultra rare puzzles, and I've been looking for one ever since. I did miss a few on eBay that was just sold for way too high at the time. Most were just sold about $115, something like that. So when a few years later, when I was able to spend a bit more money on an individual puzzle, I came across this one, and I keep bidding and bidding. So the price went every month. It went down a bit. This one started at, I believe, close to $200, including shipping to me, and eventually it went down a lot. It still costed a lot of money, I believe. I'm not sure what I paid for it, but more than $100. But I really wanted one. I've been looking for one for more than a year. It turns, you can hold it like this, and then these layers can turn. It's just a really cool concept. This is a 4-winged Stegosaurus version, and I'm really glad I was able to add this to my collection. It's from 1993, I believe. It's also it's my rarest puzzle in my entire collection, and also one of the most expensive ones. Like I said, I was back in the buying spree, so when new puzzles came out that were just remotely interesting to me, I decided to buy them, like this 5x5 version of the Gear Cube from Oscar, from Deventer. This is, I don't know if everyone knows the story, but some Chinese knockoff company produced him without Oscar's permission, and but Oscar managed to make a deal with them to make them legitimate. But the quality is just it's very bad. I mean, mine actually turns quite good. I was very lucky to have this puzzle. This was also not the original stickers. I bought these stickers from Oliver stickers.com. The original paint was just very bad. When you just, I was only scrambling it, and my entire hands were just filled with all kind of different colors, dots of paint. And there was also white stuff falling out everywhere when you turn it. If you see some other videos on YouTube, you know, you can see how bad it is. But after scrambling and solving a bit, the white stuff didn't came out anymore. After I replaced the stickers, it's a rather pretty good cube, and it's also a very difficult cube, and I'm glad I bought it. I'm also glad I waited because HK also had it for $24, I believe. Well, on Lightech it was only like $17, so that's a lot cheaper, and that's why I bought it. Next we have this trillion puzzle. Yes, trillion. Which has these circles you can move. You can move the inner circle and these circles, and also the outer part. If that was all, you wouldn't be able to scramble it, of course. So in addition, you can just align it. You have this thing you can push down. So while pushed down, you can turn the layers to scramble and solve it. And I bought this one at some shop on eBay. Next we have this limited edition golden incl. It's again just a 3x3 shape mod, but it's a golden limited version that came in a really nice box, which I also kept. And because it was a limited edition, I bought it. I'm not even sure if it is limited because I believe they are still for sale. Maybe it was just a marketing stunt from them. But yeah, it still looks pretty cool. Then I decided to mod a few puzzles. First it was just a bit of experimenting. The very first one I made was this melting mystery. It's made from a regular snow mystery that I showed earlier in the video, but I made these cuts on each of the pieces. Now you can also make 90-degree moves, which well, it looked very cool, especially completely scrambled. And it's also well, harder to solve. The turning isn't too great, but well, it works, and it's also cool that I made it myself. I thought I was the first one to make one, but it turned out that I was actually the second one. Someone had beat me to it by about 3 months. Let's see if I can get it back. It's a bit catchy, but yeah, it's cool to have your own puzzle that I made myself. Because I really liked making puzzles myself, I went looking for the TwistyPuzzles museum for some ideas. One of them was one that was bandaged by 3 corners, and I decided to make something similar. First I just used fishing lines and on some random places, but when I turn it they keep getting stuck beneath the pieces. So for example, when I let's see if I can show it with this one as well, they kept stuck between here, for example. That's why I use these ironing beads, so that it won't happen again, and it also looks a lot better now with these colored beads. It's actually harder to solve than it looks like. The bandaging makes it pretty hard to solve, but yeah, it's still cool to make a puzzle like this for your own collection. The next puzzle was this Constraint 90 puzzle by Tom Z and Calvin. Very yeah, fun little puzzle. You can only move by 90 degrees every time, which makes it well, pretty hard to solve, and you really have to use commutators to solve everything one by one. But yeah, it's also one of my favorite puzzles. Next, this crazy pentahedron. This is again a Neptune. It has crazy faces on each side, so this one turns with the layer and this one stays fixed, and for here it stays fixed, turns with the layer and stays fixed. So that's the Neptune. Then I came across a topic in the TwistyPuzzles forum where they had a 3-winged roundie for sale. As I mentioned before, I've been looking for the 4-winged roundie for over a year when I was finally able to get it. But now I also have this 3-wing roundie. It's made by Coopers and Lybrand, which is apparently a Dutch brand, and it's also in the colors of the Dutch flag, so white, red and blue, which is also well, pretty cool. The 3-winged version of the roundie is actually harder to solve than a 4-wing, because on the 4-wing that I showed earlier you can only switch the pieces to opposite sides, and here the pieces can go anywhere, and it well, moves the same as the 3-winged of the 4-winged version I showed before. So I'm really glad that I have both versions now. And when I bought this one, I received this gift from to be honest, I forgot the name, but from Zupeler, I believe. I don't know how to pronounce it, but from someone out of the TwistyPuzzles forum, I received this free gift. It's 1 by 2 by 5. It's well, of course, not hard, but yeah, it's still cool to have one, especially when it's free. Next, I really liked modding, so I wanted to mod a Megaminx to make it a supercube. But then I saw this spiral Megaminx stickers at oliverstickers.com, and well, I thought, why not just buy the stickers instead of modding a Megaminx myself. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. You have to look carefully how the orientation of the center should be. Sometimes it's a bit hard to see, but it's still yeah, it looks very cool, and it's my my super Megaminx, my collection. Next is TwistyPuzzles, and also, sorry for the moving camera again, focus. Okay, here we go. This TwistyPuzzles, as I mentioned, this one I made myself to make 90 cuts, and it's actually a 6-winged, a 6-armed TwistyPuzzles. This is the official 4-wing version, so it can also move like this, and you can move these tips when increments of 90 degrees. This one is from the somewhere around the 1980s or 1990s perhaps. Same as this one. It's Enigma puzzle. I'm not gonna scramble it because you only have to move a tiny amount, and it's completely scrambled again. But you can see all these little circles that move, and also this middle one. When I remove this, you can rotate this top layer and this bottom layer to scramble it. As you can see, I didn't even remove it, and it's already misaligned a bit. So let's see if I can get it back. It's the first time I solved it, I had everything solved except for the middle part that was off by 7 degrees. So yeah, these tooth can be off by 7 degrees, and so even if it looks solved, if it's only off by a tiny amount, it's actually not solved yet. And still not, doesn't really want to align it. That's why I don't want to scramble it. Next we have this Hungarian cube. This is the English version. Pretty funny actually, because it's made in Hungary. This is the English version, and it came in a French box with a sticker, a Dutch sticker at the bottom. So that's actually pretty funny. It's also the tin version, so it's my heaviest puzzle. I was quite surprised by how heavy it was. But yeah, that's to be expected when it's made of tin. Next we have this, again, I wanted to make a mod with the transparent cube, and this is the Moyu Linglang, the Yongyun Lingen, I believe. I'm not really sure again, but it wasn't as transparent as C2 as I wanted it to be, so eventually I modded it in a troll cube. Troll cube is basically a sticker mod of 3x3, which has all 5 different 3x3 parities. It has 2 corners which are the same, so these can be switched, causing some parities. It has 2 of the same edges that can be switched, causing parities. It has an orientationless corner and also an orientationless edge. And if you have all these 4 parities on the same cube, it is also possible to have everything solved except for one center off by 90 degrees. Compared to a regular super 3x3, you can only have one center off 180 degrees, but on this cube it's also possible to have it off by 90 degrees. So it looks a bit well, amateuristic, to be honest, the stickering, but it's I wanted to make one, and I had this spare cube anyway, because it wasn't as see-through as I wanted it to be. Next we have this green Rubik's UFO from 2003, I believe, or 2001, something at the early stages of the 2000s. And when I saw one a few years ago, I wanted one, but they were out of stock almost everywhere. And it's basically the same as the 2-layered pedal I showed earlier, with the 2-layered cheese. So it has these 6 pieces, and you can also move these middle slices. And what I really liked is just the shape, and that it came with this nice stand. So when I found one on eBay for even a cheaper price than all the shops where they were out of stock, I was happy to buy it. Next, this With Eden Super 3x3x6 version 1. It's version 1 because this one stays fixed, and yes, because this one stays fixed. There's also a version where it moves along, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, it's has 6 layers, and these ones are also vertically instead of horizontally. But it's basically scrambles like this, and it also scrambles these individual layers. Yeah, the reason I bought this one was because I lost the eBay auction on one of Marty's sales, Marty's auctions, and which is kind of a bummer. So I decided to buy one myself, which was about the same price as the guy or girl paid at that won the auction.